Hey y'all, today I wanted to show you how I design characters by using a character sheet to design my own character. So I wanted to start out with just a simple concept sheet, doing different styles that I could possibly see being in the design, and just playing around with different aspects of the character that I don't entirely know yet. So I didn't know what shape I wanted the eyes to be, or what exactly I wanted the hair to be, or how I wanted, like, the jawline to be for this character or the outfit. So just really playing around and letting yourself get creative in this stage will help you find out what you like or not. I knew the one in the middle on the top that I just didn't want in general, but it was still good to play around and be like, okay, well I know I don't want that in my design, so I know to avoid it in the other designs. After you find the 3 that you want you should do like 5 pictures, and if you find 3 that you want, try to combine those aspects. I leaned more heavily onto the one in the top right corner because that's the one that I appreciated the most and I enjoyed aesthetically. It's the closest it had to my mental image, but also adding in small details like more somber eyes and like a slightly brighter palette, making sure that it was all cohesive together as well. Just that way it's not an extremely boring black and white. Another thing is that you don't want to get your character mixed up with another character, which I have had my character be, and black and white would absolutely feed into that, and that's not what I want. So just being aware of these things while you're picking out your colors, as well as the designs you want in your character. Also make sure that you keep a little color palette down of your character, just that way you can have it handy at any time. The next is a turnaround. I personally didn't do a full turnaround because I didn't find it necessary, but I did get 5 good poses. Now, I would like to point out that for this, you don't want to just copy and paste every single pose, just take the left side and mirror it and then that's your left side. You want to actually practice that right side. And also making sure that your lines are you're using your lines as your guidelines. The line for me was at the bottom of or not the bottom, but in the middle of the neck, kind of bottom of the chin, and then the entire torso and also the arm length down to the hands and where the torso cuts off, and then the rest of the legs down to the feet. Just giving yourself guidelines to make sure you keep everything in proportion as you're doing your turnaround, since this is supposed to be your reference for this. This is also to say that you don't have to have multiple, or not, you don't have to, but you should be doing multiple different references, just that way you can see what naturally comes to your hand. Obviously, if you're doing a show for or comics for a show or something, then you want to make sure that you keep your designs original and difference them, but also make sure that there is a cohesiveness and a simplicity to drawing them. Because if you have something really, really detailed, you're not going to be able to replicate it a lot. And you want to make sure that you're not going to give up on your characters just because their design is too detailed. Which is why I cut back a lot on wrinkles that should be there, or in really intense anatomy, just making sure that I just got the basic design down in my art. That way I knew what I wanted, where I wanted it, in what proportion. And it's completely fine to not immediately know what you're doing and to have to start over a few times while doing turnarounds. They are hard. But that is the point, to challenge yourself when it comes to making your characters. It forces you to think about different designs and aspects of your character that you haven't really had to think about. I've also seen a lot of people just mirror their hair, which is not how it would actually be done in real life, and it's completely fine to do that, but if you don't want that to be the case, then you want to make sure that you're showing that inside of your ref. Another thing is you're going to want to make sure that you keep your hands in proportion with your body. Your hands should never be bigger than your feet. Never ever. I mean, even in official comics where it is there, you can tell that it's just awkward and really clobbery, and so it's a good thing to keep them on par with your ref. I wanted to put all of these design aspects into one final video just to show that it can help. Now, throughout this entire video, like I was using the refs that I was making to make this thumbnail for the video. Typically this is not how I do my thumbnails, and I'm sure a lot of people can just look at my channel and like see that, but I wanted to prove that you can use it to make something that you need. And you don't have to get every aspect of your character down on your sheet at once. Again, you can have multiple character sheets where you're like, man, I really liked this character sheet, and then I just didn't get this one detail though. You can make a new one and like just practice doing it. That way you can get in the habit of drawing that aspect with that character at the same time. And I made sure to stick to a color palette that I had made earlier in the video. That way it isn't confusing, because if you have your characters and your shades of colors just flipping around a lot, it's not going to be recognizable that like, oh, that looks a lot like blank, like, or that color is blanks. You're not going to know. So just make sure to keep your references on hand, because this is what helps me the most in my art. And yeah. As we near the end of the video, I just wanted to say thank you for making it to the end. If you have anything that you would like me to draw, or see any of my videos and you want me to do more of something, then just let me know and I would love to. And I'll see you in another video.